Hello folks, and welcome back to another photo editing tutorial. I'm going to show you how I edited this drone shot. It was a photo I took on Slea Head in Dingle, County Kerry, and what initially drew me to the photo was these really cool crevices in the earth and all the lines separating the fields. And I also had these two roads leading away, providing a daily line to shot. So I think this is like the old coastal road, and this is the new road that everyone would use. And yeah, everyone was asking me how I edited it. So I'm going to show you how I edited it, why I shot it the way I did, and yeah, I'm going to use Lightroom and maybe a bit of Photoshop. I'll see. So firstly, I started with dehazing the image, because I purposely shot it overexposed here, and I'll explain now in a minute when I crop it. So first thing we're going to do is just choose your crop tool, and then there's no, I did not use any particular like square crop or 5x4. I just done a custom crop here. Just take out the blown out sky out of it, and take this house out of it here as well, and you just kind of, you have the two roads, and you also have the cracks at the earth, something like so. I think I included more. Yeah, that's it. It's kind of hard to go back and re-edit a photo and try and get it the exact same, but I'll try my best. So the next thing I done was dehaze the image. So I'm going to dehaze it a nice bit now, because as I said, I purposely shot it overexposed because I wanted this light here in the top right hand corner just to give that effect of this golden sunlight that was streaming in across the valley, and that's why I kind of shot it overexposed. You're better off to overexpose a touch because you can pull it back, whereas if you underexpose, you add a lot of noise bringing up those shadows and trying to pull that detail out. So what I'll do next is go to my white balance. Sorry if you can hear the fan on my laptop running 90 as well, and just warm it up a touch now, not too mad, just there. I think I'm going to add some contrast, and I'll pull down my blacks here, not too much again, and just pull down the highlights just a touch. Now get your radial filter tool, and I'm going to put a radial filter in this top right hand corner here. Okay, so I'm just going to draw it in first, like so. Yeah, add a touch of warmth to that because that's where the sun was coming from, and I'm going to reduce the clarity. And what reducing the clarity does is it softens that light. It's almost like an Orton effect, but it's not. It just softens that highlight that was coming in from that top right corner. And like, you can play around with that there with that filter. Don't go too mad, but just give that right and got a bit of contrast there. Okay, we're not looking too bad. I'm gonna up the vibrance. Now what I'm gonna do here is go down to my luminance. I can never say that word. Luminance. We'll say luminance. And where my yellow is, I'm gonna up the yellow and up the greens just to brighten that. Actually, that's kind of too far now. I'm going to saturate the greens a bit more. Okay, now you can also darken your yellow here and make it a bit more orange looking, but I kind of want to keep it at the yellow. Now as you can see, we're still a touch too overexposed. I'm just going to bring those highlights a bit down a bit more. So now we have a reasonably nice image. Not done yet. When I upped the warmth and the white balance, it kind of gave this orange kind of already tone to the road, which I don't like. So I'm going to grab my adjustment brush, can't speak, adjustment brush, tone down that saturation, up the shadows a slight bit, and watch what happens. carefully paint in that road. Okay, now I have quite a steady hand, so it's not really a problem to me. You might find it hard to control the mouse. In that case, you can zoom in a bit, but I'm not too concerned about it. Like, this is a drone photo, and like, I won't be printing this shot. I don't like printing drone shots. The detail isn't there. I mean, it's a constant f2.2 aperture, so the sharpness isn't there. But on occasions, I do capture a nice drone image that I'm happy with. This being one of them. It's rare, but I do. So I'm just painting in this road here. I'm reasonably happy with that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a virtual copy of this, and you'll see why in a minute. So right click on it, create virtual copy. You would have seen me doing this in my tutorial on double processing single raw file. So we've got 2 copies of this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the first copy. They're both the same, so don't worry about that. And I'm going to go down to my vignette. I'm going to add quite a strong vignette. This I went a bit mad in this edit, to be honest, but sometimes it's good to do that. Okay, so because I want this corner here to be dark, and I want all the focus on this area of the image, right? Now we've darkened this corner up here, which we don't want. That is why we created our virtual copy. So what we're going to do now is select the 2 of them. We're going to open them as layers in Photoshop. So now we have our 2 images opened up in Photoshop. I've got the image with no vignette, and I've got the vignette underneath it. Okay, so same as when we were doing our double process, I'm going to hold Alt, click a layer mask, and apply a black mask to that brighter exposure, we'll call it. I'm going to get my white brush, select your paintbrush, white brush, put the opacity up to about 50%, and I'm just going to paint in that exposure underneath, like that, and that's plenty. What I'm doing there is, I didn't want this corner to be darkened, so I'm just creating a virtual copy and blending it back in. Now people again will say that you could have just done that with an adjustment brush and darkened in this area. Yeah, you could, but a vignette is more subtle and it makes a smoother blend. So that's why I done it that way. Now if that's a bit too dark for you, just put your black brush on again and just paint that back in. And that's not looking too bad at all. I'm going to put those into the one layer. Okay, and now we're almost set. I went on then and I applied more adjustments in Photoshop itself. Another thing I done was I added art, and so I do it. This is Mcintyre's Raya Pro 3.0, and it's got quick actions. It's really handy. If you don't have that, so just go into filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. That's your art effect. But I added some art and effect to it, just to give it that bit of a kind of bit of magic, bit of glow. And now, again, I'm going to play around with masks here. I didn't want the entire image artened out, so I'm going to put a black mask over that art effect, white brush, and painting. I do this a lot. It's like selective arting. I'm just going to paint in the area that I actually wanted the art in, which is this top right corner, because that's where the most light is coming from. Arting works well with strong light. I am going to paint in just to soften it a bit. As you can see, if I toggle that on and off, it just does a nice job of softening that strong highlights. And yeah, that's the image processed, I think. I can't remember what else I've done. I might have done a curves layer and just brought it back, touch more contrast into it here, like so. And that's how I edited the photo. So if you want to go back to, if I show you the previous file, yeah, that's the image, what we started with, and that's what we finished with. So hopefully you learned a thing or two there. Play around with masks and stuff in Photoshop. Don't be afraid to make 2-3 copies of one image. Apply selective edits. It can be done with an adjustment brush, yeah, but I think it's more accurate this way. It's more subtle. So yeah, that's the image, that's the drone shot edited. As I edited, that's the drone shot finished. So thanks for watching. Make sure and subscribe. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and until next time, stay safe.